the lighthouse that waited for one ship. At the edge of a sleepy coast where the waves curled like sighs and the wind sang lullabies through the cliffs, there stood a lighthouse named Solis. Solis had been built a very long time ago. His walls were made of white stone, and at the top, a great glass lantern shone brightly into the sea, even on the calmest nights. The villagers often said that Solis's light could guide lost dreams back home. But for many years now, no ships had passed that way. The sea routes had changed, the harbor had quieted, and people slowly forgot about the lighthouse. Still, Solis never stopped shining. Every night, as the sun dipped behind the ocean and the stars blinked awake, he lit his lamp, turned his wide glass eye toward the horizon, and waited. "Why do you keep the light on?" asked a curious gull who often perched on his railing. Solis answered with a warm hum. "Because someone might need to find their way." The gull tilted his head. "But no one has come in years." Solis simply smiled in the way lighthouses do. "Then I'll be ready when they do." One autumn evening, just as the mist began to roll in and the moon rose like a pearl above the waves, Solis spotted something. A flicker. A movement. A shadow bobbing on the water. It was a small, weather-worn boat with torn sails and a dim lantern. Inside was a young sailor named Iris, who had been caught in a long, lonely storm, the kind that doesn't just soak your clothes, but your spirit too. She had drifted for days, unsure where she was or if she'd ever feel safe again. Then, through the fog, she saw it, a light. Steady. Gentle. Waiting. Solis turned his beam ever so slightly, guiding her with care toward the safest path through the rocks. When Iris finally stepped onto the shore, she looked up at the great tower with teary eyes. "You stayed lit, all this time?" The lighthouse glowed softly in reply. "I was never going to stop." She slept that night in a warm cottage nearby, wrapped in dry blankets and dreams that no longer felt so far away. From that day on, people began to visit the lighthouse again. Not just sailors, but wanderers, writers, quiet thinkers, and children who liked to watch the sea sparkle from the top floor. They said there was something about Solis's light, something that reminded them they were never truly alone, even when they felt lost. And Solis? He kept shining. Not for recognition. Not for thanks. But because he believed this. Sometimes, all someone needs is one light that never gives up.